Yes, I did see that moment. My kid, the moment you never discussed. Nothing around you noticed. When everything inside of you fell apart, you sat quietly, maybe, on the edge of your bed. Perhaps in a packed room that yet seemed lonely, or perhaps in your vehicle, with the door locked and the music turned off. I could sense the scream deep in your chest, without you having to say anything. You had reached your breaking point. Every attempt to hang on seemed like a creeping disintegration of your former self, because life had stolen more from you than you could offer. Why had nothing changed? Why had your prayers gone unanswered? And why did the light you once carried seem so faint and far away? You started to question if I was punishing you, ignoring you, or worse, whether I had really ceased seeing you. However, I continued to visit you. You don't know how much I've been observing you while you weathered the storm. If you believe in the power of prayer, type 111 and forward this video to 7 faithful people. I witnessed your battle, even if you believe I only saw your shortcomings. Every time you chose to keep going when it was simpler to give up, I watched. Even if your heart was hurting, I saw you smiling at other people. When you had every motive to vanish, I watched you arrive. Even though the words seemed empty, I watched you open your Bible. I heard you mumble prayers that were full of unadulterated truth, but didn't seem very forceful. That was never weakness, and I want you to know that worship was what it was. I could hear you without you having to be loud. For me to adore you, you didn't need to be flawless. It was not necessary for you to feel deserving, for me to approach you. I stepped closer just as you were ready to give up. You never understood how close I became to you. I didn't hold off till you were well. I didn't wait for your spirituality to return. I didn't wait for you to don a brave face. When you were undone, I arrived when you started to disintegrate. I intervene since I am not a distant God. I entered the area of your intense, silent pain. I am close to the heartbroken, close to the spirit crushed. I am not here just for the victorious. It moves in the direction of the desperate. And when you believed you were alone, my child, you were never more encircled by me. When your mind was racing with nervous thoughts, I kept it still. The darkness that attempted to persuade you that it would prevail was separated from you by me. If you are ready for miracles, type 222 and share this video to spread the word of God. We are so grateful for your support in spreading God's message of hope, love, and blessings. If this message has inspired you, consider showing gratitude with a $10 super thanks. Your support helps us create more encouraging content and reach more hearts. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed. When your tears drop onto your pillow, I to shed a tear. I stood up for your name at places of worship you will never see. And each time you were on the verge of giving up, something dragged you back. I was that person. You may be surprised at how many times I stepped in. The vehicle crashed that never happened. The terror that subsided. The communication that arrived at the perfect moment. The individual who showed up at random. It wasn't a coincidence, I said in a whisper. I see you, because I was aware that you didn't need a lesson. You didn't need shame or guilt. You need presence. I also donated mine to you. Even if you weren't aware of it, even if you weren't sure, even if at the time you couldn't believe it. I never went away. I'm not the kind to leave. I get closer as the suffering becomes worse. I stand with you mid the flames as the fire becomes hotter. I remain in the room after everyone else has left, and I stretched out and pulled you closer. When you felt like giving up, I already know what you've gone through, so you don't have to tell me. I saw the treachery that continues to reverberate in your heart. Words cannot describe the losses I saw. I saw the silent struggles you endured, the ones that scarred your soul with unseen scars. I watched as you broke within, while trying to be strong for everyone else. You've borne weights that weren't meant for you, for things that were never your fault. You have taken the blame. Type 333, if you trust God's guidance in your life. You've doubted your existence, your value and your purpose. Nevertheless, despite everything, here you are reading this, inhaling a life that is a miracle in and of itself. You've been wandering through fog, so you can't see how far you've come. However, in my opinion, each step you've made has been a triumph. Each tear has served as a seed. All of the sighs have been prayers. And you said, I'm not alone. Each time you continued, your spirit was aware of my presence, even while you weren't aware of it. You need to remember one fact right now. You are not failing. You're revolving. It's not a grave. This pressure, this ache, this emptiness, it's a wound during this season. Something is developing inside of you. I'm writing a fresh beginning. Even if you believed it was the end, you believed you were alone, but I was establishing a bond with you that would last through any storm. You believed that everything was gone, yet I am showing you what cannot be taken. And even though you almost gave up, you persisted. That is important. That says something. There is weight in the sky for it. Because a little bit of trust can make a big difference. And under the debris I've spotted yours. Still alive, I drew nearer for that reason. Not because you merited it. However, I love you too much to ever be apart from you. Your narrative doesn't stop here. This is where everything changes. And from here I'll guide you through each page. Your performance did not impress me. Your heart has captured my heart. You weren't picked because you were flawless. You are mine, which is why I selected you. Type for 144 if you are ready to welcome God's miracles into your life. Breathe, then get some rest and give the fragments to me. In reality, what you believed to be shattering you is creating space for something bigger. I am in this time, so don't flee. I talk there, so don't be scared of the stillness. Additionally, the next chapter is closer than you may believe, so don't let go just yet. I am aware of the question you have been asking yourself. Why does this pain persist if God is really present? Why does it seem like I'm the only one struggling? If He's so close, does He still care? Is the underlying question that I hear behind them all. Yes, I do. And I want you to know this deep down in your spirit, not just in your brain. My concern for you has never depended on my level of visibility. When your feelings change, my love doesn't back down. I don't become aloof when your faith seems shaky. Your suffering doesn't make me leave you. It captivates me. You've learned to be resilient in order to survive. You've trained yourself to continue, even in the absence of applause, even in the absence of solutions. Your perseverance has been admirable. However, I don't want you to always be in survival mode. I want to help you become well. I wish to guide you from just surviving to experiencing life once again. But in order for it to occur, you must quit acting as if everything is okay. Stop numbing the shattered parts of yourself. You must quit isolating yourself because you are afraid that no one would comprehend the burden you have been carrying. I get it, and your disarray doesn't repulse me. I enter it there. I would want to meet you. I want you to become close to me without waiting for everything to be ideal. Bring the agony, bring the rage, bring the quiet type 555. If you trust God to guide your path, let me hold everything you have, even if it's just a whisper. Allow me to start restoring you by being there, not by exerting pressure. You don't need to be scared to let me in, yes. You have experienced disappointment from others. You have been misunderstood, spoken over, abandoned, and rejected. I'm not like them, however. When it becomes heavy, I don't give up. Your procedure doesn't make me impatient. I am rich in kindness and slow to anger. My hands are secure, I spoke softly. Furthermore, my love is not brittle when you battle with it. It doesn't shatter when you question it. It doesn't back down when you fall. It keeps you in place. It is now encircling your soul and saying, "Come back to me." Not with embarrassment, not out of guilt, but when you're sleeping what you can no longer carry. One want to carry. Let's discuss what has been going on in your heart. You've been more than simply exhausted. You've been exhausted on a spiritual level. You've been more than simply disheartened. Few people can see where you were injured, and you've considered leaving it all behind in your peaceful times, not because you despise me, not because you completely lost faith, but because you haven't experienced something genuine in such a long time. I came near for that reason, not to condemn but to awaken, to embrace, not to condemn. I want you to be able to feel once again, to shed another tear to regain faith. If you believe in God's promises, type 666 and share this video to inspire others to have another dream. You were not created for a life of perpetual striving, but rather for relationship with me. You weren't made to bear this burden by yourself. I want you to do the following. Give me another chance to talk. Give me your stillness. The voices you've been hearing recently are familiar to me, fearful voices. Shameful of remorse have they not been too noisy. However, my voice is still audible. It continues to address you by name, not because you failed, not according to your labeling. By your name, the one I gave you, before you were ever touched by the outside world. I'm phoning you right now to religion. No, not to perform, but to intimacy, to a partnership. I want that you once again turn your heart toward me, even if it is uncomfortable, even when it seems feeble, because the direction you're going in matters more than the strength of your steps. I'll meet you where you turn toward me, even though I never asked you to. You've been attempting to bear the burden of everything alone. I did say my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You weren't made to live with guilt, anxiety, or the need to please everyone. My grace was meant to be your home. Furthermore, my grace is for today, not only your finest days. For now, for the sloppy center, for when you're not feeling well, and I'll bear what's crushing you. If you allow me, I'll sit through the stress with you. You may leave this valley with me. Type 777 if you are ready to receive God's peace today, not by quick escape, but by the presence of God. You'll sense me once again. I'll speak to you once more. But right now you must let me into your heart now. So take a moment, take a breath. And even if it seems little, tell me this, God. I need you, but I don't even know what to say. That's all, that's something I can deal with. That's where I can meet you, because all I'm waiting for is for your heart to shift toward mine, not for the ideal words. And I jump right in when it does, even a little. That doesn't make sense with peace, with compassion that cures the invisible, with love that mends the damage caused by life. Remain with me, don't close your heart, because once you come out of hiding and allow me to see you fully again, everything changes.